Hey guys, good afternoon. Okay, so this episode, this is what we're doing today. It's going to be a little different than some of the things that I was speaking about before. It was just like another way of being able to, vent out my frustrations about what's going on in the political landscape here. But this is a little different, okay? So something popped up on my YouTube feed. You guys, I'm someone who watches the Patrick Bet-David podcast. I watch Valuetainment. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But this one I found particularly interesting because Jillian Michaels was on this, and I do like her to some degree. I think she's, good for society as far as getting people exercising, wanting to eat better, not relying on chemicals to lose weight for them, but actually advocating for the work. So she does this interview with PBD, and she was talking about hiring people, like the problem that she has with hiring young people specifically. And what I found to be fascinating about this is what she said one of the people she interviewed had actually asked her. So now it's not a problem that you ask questions when you go in for an interview, but the problem that she had was that the question that this person had asked her was, what are the benefits? And I thought to myself, are you freaking kidding me? It's not enough that you're about to be hired by a well known individual who has, clout and, celebrity, and that you could actually make something out of your future because you're working for her. Whether you stay there or you go somewhere else, you have an opportunity because you're working for this individual. Never mind all the accolades that come with working for her, or the fact that you got a paycheck, you're asking about damn benefits. And it just took me on this long tangent, and I started doing research, and I had a theory, you guys, and just bear with me. I came to the understanding, and it was an assumption at the time, and I have found that I was confirmed in this, that the workforce is masculine. Okay, it's a masculine thing. Now, before you feminists read into that and you start thinking, oh, it's because you hate yourself, you hate women, all the rest of that nonsense. Yeah, no, get in the comments with that crap. Okay, this is not one of those. The reason why I'm saying is that it is a masculine thing is because, like men, masculinity is about logic, it is methodical, it is well thought out, it is less emotional. That's the workforce, okay? The workforce is under no obligation to accommodate you beyond certain reason. And even then, there are just certain things that were never the case in the yesteryear, but are the case today. There is a thing called maternity leave. There's also paternity leave. I will give you that. That is a reasonable accommodation, okay? You have bereavement time. This is reasonable accommodations. But now we're talking about bereavement for pets who die. Okay, so if the goldfish dies, you want to take a day off. If the dog dies, you want to take a day off. Now, listen, I had a dog, loved him. His name was Prince Diogi, okay? When he passed away, I was devastated. I cried. I was with him when he passed, and I was absolutely devastated. But this was during the COVID times. But ask me if I would have gotten my ass up, excuse my French, and had gone to work the next day. When you work commission, you don't have these, opportunities where you can just stay home because you feel like it. As of course, I went down the rabbit hole. I had to start doing the research. Okay. Compared to men, how many people ask for bereavement? Is it more men? Is it more women doing this? And it comes back to me, more women are asking for bereavement time when their pets die, not men. It's not to say that men don't love their dogs. It's not that men don't love their pets, okay? They're just not thinking to ask to get time off for a pet that died, okay? They're not the ones who go in there asking about benefits right off the gate because they understand you have to build loyalty with the company. Why was this the first question that you asked her? What are the benefits? What do you mean? How about the benefit is that you actually get to work with someone like Jillian Michaels, okay? That you get to contribute into solving a problem that society has as it relates to the overweight issue, and that you get a damn paycheck. Explain to me why the paycheck isn't enough at the beginning. Like, explain that to me, okay? We have this push for people wanting to work from home permanently. And I hate the working from home thing. Like, people, take it from somebody who's a contracting life insurance individual, okay? This would be a lot easier, a lot better if I were in the office, okay? When you're in the office space, it demands the best out of you. You actually have to compete to keep your job, to keep your position. You got supervisors watching you. You got colleagues who potentially might snitch on you if you're not doing the damn job. But the company is going to sit here and pay for tracking software to make sure that you're doing the job because you're not in the damn office. Get up, go to work. Oh, I don't want to do this. I remember the days, people. I remember the days when you used to wake up on a Monday morning and think, oh my goodness, I can't stand that it's Monday. Why is it Monday? It means I got to go to work today. The only reason why I like the weekdays is because of my soap operas. But you get up, you get to the, you get in the shower, you get yourself dressed and you take your behind to work. This was just something, oh man, I wish I didn't have to go to the office on a Wednesday. It's hump day. I don't like Wednesdays. You complain, but you get up and you take your behind to work. Okay. You don't sit here and complain about it. Bernie Sanders last year comes out with the bill, the 32 work hour week. The 4-day work week without loss in pay. So you still get the 40 hours a week pay, but you're only working 32 hours. Like, what? What are we doing? And that's why I'm saying that we are, you're seeing the environment of the workforce be terraformed. For those of you who don't know what terraforming is, if you're a geek, you know what it is. It's where you change the environment to make it more habitable for the people who are taking over the space. And so here's the thing: when you do this research, you guys, you go down the history, you find that there are more women today in the workforce than there ever have been in the history of this country. Does this have to be a problem? I'm going to let the feminists and the red pill people, I don't really debate about men, women. That's just not the thing that I get involved with. Okay. I'm not here to do that. But what I will say is that if we're saying that because we have more women in the workforce now that we got to sit here and make all these unreasonable accommodations, then maybe we shouldn't be in the damn workforce. You want to work from home. We learned that after COVID, more women were happier because they were working part-time hours. They were happier. They found that they were actually happier in their lives because they were working part-time hours. Like, why? Yo, we already knew this about women though. So you women out here who are out here saying that, you want to be able to work from home because you want more time to yourself, you want to do things outside of the workforce. Men have been saying this for years. You would be happier if you didn't have all the stress of the damn workforce. But rather than just acknowledge that about ourselves, you want to sit here and change the damn workforce. What are my benefits? You got a paycheck. That should be enough in the beginning. You have to earn the benefits. It's not just something that you're given, okay? You have to earn that. Prove your loyalty. Be here for 3 months to a year before you get that life insurance, health insurance, dental pay, paid time off. Like, you don't just get that. Stop asking those ridiculous questions, okay? Now listen, when you first get hired, if your boss offers bereavement for your pet, not a problem for me. It's not the issue. The issue that I'm having with all of this is that this is not like this is just happening because bosses are making these decisions. It's because you're seeing a push to legislation. It's a push for legislation. Bernie Sanders comes out with this bill last year. The Yahoo finance articles comes out about this, talking about this in January of this year. There's still a push for it. You're finding that there are a lot more women out here who are trying to advocate for remote work, permanent remote work, or one day that you get to work remotely. Again, if your job does not already offer this, assume you're not going to get it. Be an adult, okay? Shut up, show up, do the damn job. It is as simple as that. And people, it was pissing me off because I'm somebody who does this work from home thing and I don't like it at all. I hate it, okay? I absolutely hate it. I would rather be in the office, okay? Now, don't get me wrong. I don't like the idea of working 40 hours a week, but I'm an adult, okay? It's like complaining about the Wednesday. I don't want to be in the office on a Wednesday. I don't like Wednesdays. Oh my goodness. Je n'aime pas mercredi. Sorry, it's French, right? I don't like Wednesdays. This is one thing I remembered from my French class in high school. Je n'aime pas mercredi. I don't like Wednesdays either, okay? I don't like them. However, if I know I got to be at the office on a Wednesday for 8 hours, possibly 12 hours out of the day, and there's a paycheck at the end of this, I'm not saying that I don't want the benefits, but I'm going to work my behind off to earn those benefits. Like, why is this a question? What are my benefits? When she said that, you guys, I lost my mind. Couldn't believe it. Why is the paycheck not enough? Okay. We're terraforming the workforce into something that just puts out way too many accommodations. Okay. I'm not for that. Okay. I'm not for it at all. Okay. It's enough that you've got paternity leave and maternity leave. Okay. I get it. The woman has a baby. She shouldn't lose her job because she's going to stay home with the child for a couple of days or for about a week or so. Right. The husband, obviously, or the boyfriend who's going to be there with the wife or the girlfriend who just had the baby, wanting to bond with the child while she's or he is a newborn. Totally with it. It's reasonable. I'll give you that. Bereavement time, right? You lost a loved one. You want to spend the time with your family to properly grieve so that way you're not distracted when you're in the workforce. Totally get that, especially if you're an attorney, if you're managing people's money, if you are a doctor, of course, if you're an iron worker, construction worker, police officer, firefighter, like, yeah. Heck, even when you are the person who's pushing paperwork, you file the wrong paper, you can cause a lot of damage in a business. So yeah, totally understand. This is reasonable. But now we're talking about bereavement time for pets. So the goldfish dies and you should be paid to stay home. What? Okay. And people, it gets worse than this because it was a few years ago. I don't know if you guys remember this because I did have to go ask, is this even something that is even being pushed? And it is still being pushed on a minority level, but it's still being pushed. You got women out here in America who are trying to get menstrual leave. Now, for the men, I'm sorry that that's the word. I'm not really thinking of a euphemism at the moment, but that's the whole point, right? Like, so because of female biology, they want to be able to take leaves, okay? Because you have crazy cramps, because you have crazy hot flashes, you want to be able to get paid time off because you got crazy cramps or menopause. Really, this is not equality here. Men can't obviously do this. Men don't get menstrual leave. Men can't get menopausal leave or menopausal support in the workforce. We want to do too much. You literally at this point, right? You want to change the environmental settings of the office because your hot flashes are crazy. So we got to freeze everybody out here because you have a hot flash and then you want the business to pay you to stay home. Pay you to stay home because you having crazy hot flashes. Really? Really? And so of course I had to go do the research, you guys. Is this a thing still being pushed? Now, found out. This is what I found out, you guys. Menstrual leave is a thing in the UK. Menopausal support is a thing in Spain. In other countries, it's a thing. In Western countries, this is a thing. And so this is something that's being advocated for here in the United States. So we got people asking for benefits when they haven't even gotten the job yet. We got people who want to do this work from home permanently because they don't like the idea of being in the office. We got legislators pushing bills to go from the 5-day work week to the 4-day work week, pushing from 40 hours a week to 32 hours a week, which is the max on part-time hours. You want people putting in part-time hours for the full pay of 40 hours a week, and businesses are supposed to just deal with that. If it goes to the legislation, they're going to be forced to do that, and you don't see a problem with that. Like, stop trying to feminize the workforce, okay? And this is not a dig at women, because there were women who've been doing this for decades, okay? My mother worked a full 40-hour work week, and she never complained about wanting this to go to 4 days. Excuse me. No, it's not that she didn't complain. She did complain, but she was an adult, so she complained and got her ass up and went to work. Excuse me, Lord. I don't mean to say the same thing about my mother and the thing, but that's the whole point, right? She got up and she did the job. She worked 40 hours a week. She was married, so she had to run a household, raise her children, and she went to work. This is regular. This is normal, okay? But even though she might not have wanted to have to go to work, maybe she didn't want to have to do it, but she did it anyway because we're adults, okay? She went looking for jobs that gave her the salary that she needed to help contribute and participate to the household and take care of her children. Like, this is normal. She did the first thing she did that came out of her mouth was not what are the benefits. If it's not listed in the damn job listing, assume you are not getting it. You just make the assumption that you're not going to get those accommodations. Don't ask about benefits when you go into the damn interview. Okay? Don't ask about that. You may not get it. Don't ask if you're going to get that one day where you get to work from home. Again, if it's not listed in the job listing, assume you are not getting it. If you may not get bereavement time for the dead dog or the dead goldfish, okay? You may not get that. Assume you're not going to get it. You might. There are some bosses who are willing to do this. Okay? There are some bosses who are willing to give you bereavement for your dead dog or your dead goldfish. Okay, and I don't mean to be crass about it and say dead dog, because like, listen, I love animals. I loved my pooch. I loved my dog. He was just the sweetest, adorable thing, just adorable. When he passed, I was devastated. Okay, I was bawling for days. Okay, but here's the thing: if I had to go to work the next day because I was commissioned and had to earn and pay bills like an adult does, you get up and you do it. This is not something that you should be complaining about. Women, you wanted to be in a man's dominated space. You wanted that. Now you want to go up in here and you want to terraform this thing to being more feminine? No more accommodations. Okay, this is just ridiculous. Okay, maternity leave is enough. Maternity, paternity, this could be equal. That's fine. Okay, but menstrual leave, menopausal leave, bereavement for pets, 4-day work week, 32-hour 4-day work weeks, remote work permanent. Okay, you're creating a society of hermit crabs. Okay, I hate working from home. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. You don't meet people. You barely get out. It's a lot easier to get to the bar or get to the Broadway show or hang out with your friends when you're going from the office to wherever the event is. Okay, to wherever your social event is. It's a lot harder to do when you're at home. A lot harder to do. Okay, it's a lot harder. This is just completely antithetical to what we're supposed to be about as Americans. We actually value work. We actually like working hard. We like being in the workforce. Some of us, I don't really care to be in the office for 40 hours a week. But if that's something that I got to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it. I'm going to be grateful for the damn 40-hour salary. You should be thrilled, okay? Most of us like the idea of being the average sheep. Okay, some of us are not shepherds. We ain't trying to be bosses. And yes, there is a difference between the boss and the business owner, okay? The boss is somebody who commands authority over others. The business owner, you can be the solopreneur. You don't actually have to employ anybody if you don't want to. If you don't want to. I find that's the case with some of us women, right? Like, I love my podcast, but I do all of it, right? I do the producing, the editing, the posting, the engaging on the comments. And when you see that I responded, it's me, okay? There is no AI responding to you guys. It's me. Personalized comments I respond to, okay? I don't care how big or, if it maintains small, if it does get bigger, God willing it does. It's me. I like having that, smallness about what it is that I do. If I don't have to go to the workforce, I would not. Most women are the same way, okay? I think a lot of us like the idea of being Brett Cooper or Candace Owens. Not so much Candace Owens. She got a lot going on. I'll say Brett Cooper most likely, right? Our so-called day jobs are our hobbies, which is the podcast. This is a good hobby. I enjoy it. It's fun. I get to utilize my creative skills. I get to do that. My producing skills, my writing and communicating skills. I get to do all those things here. Doesn't pay very well, or very much, I should say. It doesn't pay very much, right? But I enjoy doing it. I still need the dang day job, right? And I'm okay with that. I'm okay if the only thing that I get out of it for the first few months is a salary. You should be grateful that somebody saw what you can do and give you a salary for that. You should be grateful for that. Don't go in there and ask for damn benefits. Don't be sitting here trying to terraform the workforce into this feminine, half-assed thing. This was a well-oiled machine that we as women said we wanted to be a part of. Now, this was before my time. I didn't make that decision. This was during the Carter days. Okay. But that's what happened. That's the reality that we live in. But, I credit my reaction to this to the boomers, okay? Because I was raised by boomers. My parents are boomers. I just understood that when you go to work, most likely you're going to work for 40 hours a week. That if you are working part time, it's usually a seasonal thing. It's a temporary basis. It's not because you're permanent. It's not because you're actually giving everything to this company. That's really what it is, right? Part times are for like seasonal things. It's not something that is long lasting or something that can actually provide the financial security that you're looking for. Stop complaining about not having unreasonable accommodations. If the business offers it to you, that is fine. I'm not here to say that businesses can't do what they want, but to sit here and to say that it should be mandated, to be entitled to that, to go in there with such an entitlement, like you are owed to work from home one day out of the week, like you are owed the 32-hour work week over 40 hours, like you are owed benefits when you haven't even been hired yet. Who the hell are you? Like, yo, people, I saw this pop up on my Google feed and it took me on a tangent. I went down the rabbit hole. I just needed to know more. Like, is this really a thing? Are people really going in here and asking these stupid questions? Like, stop being brats. Be adults. That's what you are, okay? Assume you're not going to get it. But the salary is something you are going to get. And you should be grateful for that. You should be grateful that there is a job that is willing to give you a salary for 40 hours a week. I understand that it may not be enough, but that's an economy question. That's not an entitlement problem, okay? You are not entitled to unreasonable accommodations. Do not be out here trying to be dank demolisses, thinking that every car should be big enough to fit you or that they should start changing airplanes to fit you. No, this is society. The problem is wrong. The problem is not with society. The problem is wrong with you. The problem is not the workforce. The problem is you. Fix that damn entitlement. Like, yo, I remember they used to tell me that I was entitled because I was a young person. I was owed. I'm owed my rights and opportunities just because I'm an American citizen. But I ain't out here demanding that these businesses give me bereavement time when a dog dies. I'm not out here saying that these businesses should have to give me menstrual leave. What? What? Like I'm no spring chicken, but I still, have my biology functioning. And yeah, but no, you take your damn painkiller, you eat your chocolate, you get your ass up, you go to work, you shut up and you show up, okay? I don't like Wednesdays any more than the next person, okay? But you get up, you show up, and that just shut up, show up, do the job. That's it. It's that simple. So you guys, let me know what you think about all this because this was absolutely ridiculous. Jillian Michael said what she said, and I thought, you should be specifically looking for young people that were raised by boomers because I feel like maybe there's a completely different mindset here. I still remember the day where you just got up and went to work on a Wednesday, where you just got up and you went to the school on a Wednesday because it's the weekday. Everybody works on Mondays. You work 5 days a week. You go to school 5 days a week. You're there for 8 hours, possibly more if you need the extra cash or the extra help. You just do that. So stop complaining. Well, maybe not stop complaining. I get it because I've done it myself. But complain all you want, but then show up anyway and give as much as you possibly can to show your loyalty, to show your dedication. You do that long enough, you get the damn benefits. Now, I can understand the question being, how long does one have to work with and for you before they can qualify for benefits? That's a fair question. But to demand it in the interview, you're crazy. You are absolutely crazy. Stop trying to be digital nomads. Stop trying to be the hermit crab. If you have the opportunity to work in the office and get a salary for it, you should be grateful. It's okay to be the average sheep. That's what I'm here to say. So again, this was a weird episode, you guys, because it was just different. I don't really do videos like this. I'm going to continue to do it because I find stuff on my YouTube feed and my Google feed that's just absolutely ridiculous. Menstrual leave. I'm like, yo, stop trying to make the workforce feminine. It was a well-oiled machine. Leave it alone. Okay? The workforce is a masculine thing, and we should be grateful that it is. Thank you all for watching. See you all later. God bless. Have a good one, guys.